All right, guys, welcome back to another New Legacy podcast with my man right here, Zach Brininstool, all the way from Dallas, Texas, right?
Yep, you got it right the first time.
Crazy,
Brininstool's not easy.
Yeah, no, I was like, hey, I got one shot at this, and then my brain is like, you know.
You did good.
Yeah, thank you. I appreciate it. Well, welcome to Miami. We're here for a mastermind, a Halo shoot, and good vibes.
100%. Yeah, the scenery here is sick, dude. Palm trees, bamboo trees right over there. It's a whole walkway.
Mm-hmm. This is
all the people. I mean, we just finished up a mastermind, Ryan's mastermind.
Yeah.
It was sick, dude. Made so many connections. Wes Watson.
Yeah.
That's my, yes, sir. We'll get into that, but.
That's the mentor that changed your life.
That's that, yeah. Yep, we'll talk about it, but.
Okay, so where are you from? Like, growing up as a kid, like, where'd you grow up at?
Yeah, so I actually grew up in Addison. It's a little town, I guess, northwest in Dallas. So northwest of the center of Dallas.
Gotcha.
So it's in DFW. I went to kindergarten through 9th grade at this place called North Hills Preparatory.
Mm-hmm.
And it was like a charter school. So it was like private. They gave you the good education, but they didn't charge you the private price. But you had to test to get in. So I was a kindergarten. I don't know what they test, but I got in. So
nice.
Now it's like a lottery to get in.
Yeah.
Like my class was like 120.
Oh wow.
So we were like tight. Like all my boys from kindergarten. Shout out all my boys from kindergarten, North Hills Preparatory. You know who you are. But I'm still tight with most of them.
Yeah.
Pretty much all of them. We were like really tight group. And then I went up to Frisco. So that's like up North Dallas. Moved. Went to high school there. So
you went to charter school. You got the plug. You didn't have to pay charter pricing. You got the education.
Yep.
So I see. It seems like your life. You've been trying to get a good deal.
Oh yeah, dude. I'm a sniper on good deals, dude. Pretty much every car I've ever bought, I've made money on. Just already, my first home, I've already made 50 grand before I even closed.
Damn. Just
on appraisal. So like I got the home and then it came back appraised at 50 grand more. So I'm always sniping deals, dude. You have to, bro. You can't not.
That's wild.
So basically I was raised by a single mom. So I wasn't really raised with a dad around. And so that's a huge formative part of my life and who I am today. And so she would actually drive me from Addison all the way down to Irving is where the school was in the first place. So that kindergarten through 9th grade. So she would drive 30 minutes there, 30 minutes back to work. And then 30 minutes there, 30 minutes back to work.
Damn.
Every day. And then that's why we eventually moved up to Frisco. And then I went to high school there. It was high school. You know how high school is. And then I went to Texas Tech from there. So.
Who were you in high school?
Who was I?
Yeah.
What do you mean?
Like, do you fit in with like the jockey kid? Do you fit in with the nerds? Do you fit in with the cool people? Do you fit in with the emo people? Like, who are you?
I feel like I was almost every single one of them. Like I had the fucking mohawk, the fucking I think I was like anyone in high school trying to find myself and trying to fit in, see where I did fit in. I would say I always fit in with the popular kids, but I didn't I had friends everywhere. So like every friend group I was a part of, everyone knew me, I knew everybody, but the popular kids, quote unquote, like that's kind of who I usually rocked with. In high school I kind of had more of a clique and a group, but I've always been someone who's like very close to like 4 or 5 people. And when I'm with those 4, like everybody in my life is family. Like if you're in my life, you're family. Straight up. And that's just who I've always been. So that's kind of who I was. I mean, I had family everywhere in that regard, but like in different friend groups. But I did always have like 3 to 5 friends, and then I've always had like one main friend. So I've always had like one like homie, like because I was a single child.
Right.
So I didn't have any siblings. So I was always looking for my brother, right?
What are some of the struggles you had growing up as a single mom household? I
think not having a father figure around all the time really, it forms who you are, right? That's kind of what has formed me to who I am today. Yeah. And I've always been looking for that man in my life, always, my whole life. Yeah. So I've seen that in friends. Like sometimes I know we're friends, but sometimes I'll see a friend and I'll see them almost as like a dad. if that makes sense, in like a subconscious way. So it's like I've always been looking for advice. I've always had mentors, and it's just that subconscious father figure I've always looked for. And now all I do today is create that man and give that to the world.
Right. You're what you're doing is like, hey, I'm looking for this, but I couldn't find it, so I create this.
Exactly. Yeah.
And I would do that for other people.
And that's what people should do, right? Like if you don't have something, create it and give it. That's the easiest. Like it's just that's all it is. Yeah. So basically, growing up with my mom, it was awesome. My mom's the best mom ever. Moms are awesome. Single moms are. I'm not gonna say better, but single moms are awesome. I don't want to compare, but single moms are the best. She literally sacrificed everything that she was for me. And I was a single child too, so it was just pure love, right? She showed that obviously by driving 30 minutes to school, 30 minutes back in the morning, and then doing that, right? But for us, it was always a struggle in money. Like I've never had money my entire life.
Damn.
Like at one point, and I found this out, or I like kind of looked back when I was about 20 years old, 21. We used to eat ramen every Christmas.
Why is that?
Well, did you like Legos when you were a kid?
Yeah.
Okay. All kids usually like Legos, right?
Legos.
So with ramen, I would like, it was like my Legos. It was like fun. I'd like put the cheese in, put the spices, and I loved it personally. But we would eat every Christmas, we'd eat ramen. And so looking back, it was because this couch was full of toys.
Damn.
Every Christmas. And so she would always save up. So it's just like single moms, dude, they make all the sacrifice. Not that parents don't in the first place, but single moms, dude, she sacrificed everything that she was to just give me the opportunity, right? Like even getting me into that school, she could have just put me in a school right next to me in Addison. But the school, it was called W.T. White. I honestly don't know much about it, but she just said that the school wasn't that good.
She wants
right?
the best future for you as possible.
Yeah, I think there were like gangs and stuff in that school, and so I got into this private school, and that school was a huge part of who I am today as well, right?
You dress well, more proper.
Well, yeah, there's that, but more so like the school was, there were, like you had every race. Like, you know, some schools it's like kind of skewed one way or another. Like there's the majority of the school is this, or the majority of the school is that race or whatever, right? This was like everybody, and you were like all put together at a very young age, and then you stayed with them long term. Like really from K through 12, that's the program.
Oh wow.
So you're with them the whole time. So
Wow.
you're almost ingrained to understand other cultures. And even in that school, we had a thing called, what was it called? It was a national parade or whatever. Every year, I forget when it was, but we would all wear our like garments. So if you're from India, you'd wear your Indian garment. If you're from Egypt, if you're from Mexico, like, and so it was a representation, and the school really put an emphasis on understanding other cultures. And so that really helped me understand that really all of us are the same. Like nobody's any different than the other. We're unique. We all have a thumbprint. We all look different. But at the end of the day, we're all the same person or the same thing, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, so.
Man, well, what you said was like really powerful. That like your mom just freaking, you guys sacrificed the nice food for the Christmas.
People do things based on emotion.
Yeah.
Everything we do is based on emotion. So the thoughts we have is based on emotion. How we act is based on our thoughts. We create our reality with our thoughts.
Yeah.
So, but you can track it all back to emotion. So I had, at one point, and we can talk about it, but at one point I had 30 grand in debt. I had just gotten a DWI.
Yeah.
And then at Texas Tech, I was in a fraternity. I just told you my people are my family.
Yeah.
I had 120 brothers.
Damn.
We were all tight, go through pledgeship, go through this arduous process, and that builds a brotherly bond. Well, I got a DWI, and then they kicked me out. I had $30,000 in debt because I was raised paycheck to paycheck.
Yeah.
I paid for my own college, and then I had to come all the way back to Dallas, live with my mom after partying my ass off.
Yeah. Damn.
And I that was my like breaking point, right? And I was 19 years old. And then I was on probation, and on probation I got a weed charge for like half a gram, dude. In Texas they're like super tight, but
Strict,
yeah. So I got a charge there. So I thought I was gonna break my probation and then go to jail for like a year or something.
Damn.
So that's like all at 19. I just got hit, like all this pain. And more of the story is pain for me was always about money when I was growing up. Like, anytime my mom would come in the house and just be fucking stressed, you know how your parents are when they're like, like, they'd argue, right? Well, she'd argue with me. She'd be like, and it's out of emotion. Right. Because she knew that she was afraid that she couldn't provide for us. Yeah. And so it was all out of love, but that was where my negative emotion, it was like my subconscious held on to that. Yeah. And so when that turning point happened with the DWI and the jail and, you know, me being broke, negative 30 grand.
What is a DWI?
DWI, DUI, I don't even know what it's like. The technical. People always say, you mean DUI, I don't give a fuck. I went to jail, dude, and I drank and drove. So DWI or DUI, driving under the influence, I think that can be like a general term. I don't even know, driving while intoxicated. So it's the same thing to me. But I was driving drunk one day. It was like the first time I ever, actually it was the first time I ever blacked out. And I was in my fraternity. In high school, I drank a little bit, but I basically went to, when I was in the fraternity, they had like this first lodge event. And so from that lodge event, I drank a bunch. I was okay. And then we went to this party, and there was a bottle just like this, right? Do you drink?
A little bit here and there.
Okay.
But I don't anymore.
So you know the liquor bottles, and they have like a popper.
Yeah.
So I was a young freshman, and I pull up. I'm like, oh, I'm the guy. Like, I've always thought I was the guy. I always knew I was. Yeah. But you know, you don't want the ego to be involved in that. And so I came in, and I was like, oh shit. First thing I did, I'm like, oh shit, bottle. Grabbed the bottle from one of my boys. There's a bunch of beautiful women. You know how it is. Pop the stopper, and I thought I was cool. So I was just like, go. And people started counting down. They're like, 1, 2, 3. I just thought I was cool. So that was the first time I ever blacked out. And what ended up happening is I remember calling a couple homies, Carlos. I don't put that on him, but I called him, called a couple people. I was trying to get back to where I was gonna stay. Yeah. And the campus that I was staying on, I was in like the dorms. It was only a mile from the after party. And so what ended up happening is I thought I passed out on the couch, and I woke up to this, and it was the cop.
Damn.
So I passed out on the couch, and then I woke up to this. And I was like, fuck. I just immediately started crying. I'm like, fuck, dude. And then that was it. And then I went to jail, and there's a whole story in that. But
what would you say was, that was like 19. What would you say was the turning point for your life to where you are today? Like right now you're, much more profound. You're trying to help people. It's like you're on a whole different journey now. But like, what got you to that point? What was the pain? What was like,
pain is the thing that makes all of us move. If I grab a knife and I poke you, you're gonna move. Yeah. Or anything sharp, right? Yeah. If you stub your toe, you're gonna go to the doctor. So pain makes us move. And I had a lot of emotional pain, and then I got put into a situation where I had never had money. And I think when you're in trying times, I actually don't think, I know when anytime somebody's in a really, really, really trying time, that's when you know who the fuck that person is. And so when I was 19, I had all the pain from my past. Right. And then I had the pain of the DWI, and then I had to move back, live with my mom. I was in that emotional turmoil again. I'm like, fuck, it's about money. I don't have money. Now I'm 30 grand in debt. I don't have money even more. Yeah. Now I have a $10,000 DWI over my head. Now I have this weed charge that now I'm going to jail. Right. So it's just pain. And at a certain point in every man's life, I think that hopefully you find a point in which you find so much pain that you find yourself. And so I so to speak, found myself and found out who the fuck I was. And I'm 19, right? Like, people are like, oh, how did a 19-year-old do that? Yeah. Within a couple years, I paid off my debt. My mom also, by the way, at the same time, had 30 grand in debt herself. She has no debt. She actually has cash in the bank. I have no debt. I'm invested in every asset that you could think of. Yeah. Crypto, stocks, commercial real estate, residential real estate, all that stuff. So, like, and I'm 25 right now. So, from 19 to 25, I have 2 whips that are dope, but it's not about the material shit. It's just the pain. The pain is what gets you. people who are comfortable choose comfort.
Yeah.
I'm comfortable because I choose pain. I choose pain every day.
Did you recently bought a home too or something?
Yeah, I just bought my first home.
Bro, at 25. What do you think? Too nice whip. Like
X6M cash.
yeah.
That story's kind of funny. I mean, it's, again, I want to say this up front. It's not about the money, and we'll get into it a little bit deeper, but it's not at all. Like, anybody who thinks it's about the money, the Rolex, the shoes, it's not. And I do want to touch on that. I really do. That's the main message I have, and the main message I share every day. This is just a hour of time that we have to share. Mm-hmm. I'll share this till the day I die. Because this is the truth, right? Like, it's not about the money. It's not about the watch. It's not about any of the material possessions. It's not about all of the, it's about you, right? And so once you got you, then everything else comes to you. Mm. But, sorry, what was your question?
I was just saying, like,
oh, yeah.
Such an amazing
journey,
though. Like,
so that, well, I can talk about that in another time, but that X6M, taxes. Get a car that's over 6,000 pounds, you can write it off 100%. That's all I'm going to say about that. Literally, like, last minute, I was like, I knew I had to get the car, and it was on December 31st. Uh-huh. And the bank closed at 5 o'clock. Damn. And I'm like, dude, I gotta, this is when you start to realize you're starting to be successful. Uh-huh. Is when things just happen because they need to, not because you're trying. I'm literally like, oh shit, I gotta buy a 6,000 pound vehicle. Let me do that real quick. I knew, and this actually this kind of ties back. My first vehicle I ever got was a BMW. Mm-hmm. This goes back to my mom sacrificing. She took out a loan. This is how I learned about loans. Mm-hmm. She took out a $15,000 loan for a 3 Series because my best friend had a 4 Series brand new because his parents were better off. Yeah. And so she wanted me to have everything I wanted. So she was like, and I worked at Target at the time. So she's like, you want this car? It's $300 a month. I'm like, do the quick math, napkin math. I'm like, oh, that's like a week of work. Yeah, I'll do it. So I ended up doing it, lost that car to hail. And my best friend, he had a red interior BMW. Uh-huh. And so I always wanted a red interior BMW. So fast forward into getting this car, I'm like, I need a car over 6,000 pounds. Like, let me find it. I found one right next to me like 3 days prior. Wow. It was bright blue exterior, white interior. Uh-huh. And I'm like, I like the car, I'm gonna get it. And I'm like negotiating with the dealer. I have friends that like are in on the dealer side and stuff, mm-hmm. like with that specific dealership. We're like working it out. And then literally the night before I buy the car, I'm like, you know what? I'm a shopper. I didn't even shop this car. Let me look. Yeah. I was gonna be in Arizona for a gala for our company that next week. And I'm like, it's so crazy how the universe works. It like all ties together. So I'm like, oh shoot, like I need this car, look on Auto Trader, boom, silver exterior, red interior, X6M. And I'm like, okay, I'm gonna finance it because that's what people do, right? And it makes more sense to do it in certain instances depending on what interest rates are. And I'm like shopping real quick. I like shop that day. I'm like, hey, what are interest rates? They're like 10%. I'm like, fuck that shit. Damn. I look at my bank account. I'm like, can I do it? I'm like, yeah, all right, cool. I'm just gonna do it. It's 4 o'clock on December 31st. You have to purchase the vehicle that year to get it on that year's taxes. Yeah. I'm like, fuck, how do I do it? I call, they're like, we can't wire because the bank people aren't here. Like whatever banker. I'm like, fuck. I'm like, how do I do this? So like, you have to do a cashier's check, and it's literally like 5 minutes before closing. Like you have to do a cashier's check and send it in the mail. I don't even know who I'm sending it to. I'm like, fuck it, let's do it. Boom, cashier's check for like 65 G's, send it straight to Arizona. And then they're like, all right, cool. They like wrote the contract for that year, mm-hmm. got the full write-off, and I got my dream car. And that dealership happened to be in Arizona. I flew into Arizona, got the car, didn't have to have a rental, whipped that car around Arizona, had them ship it back. Damn. So it's like, dude, the universe just works like that. Like you manifest your reality straight up. And I can teach people how to manifest. That's what I'm going to start, or that's what I do right now. But you can manifest your reality. You just have to align yourself fully and release yourself from the desire. And then eventually it just happens. Like when you want something, you lose it. You'll never have it. But when you don't want, when you create an intention and you're like, I would like that, but I actually don't give a fuck. Yeah. It comes immediately, like tomorrow. It's like, oh, I want that girl, I want that girl, I want that girl. You don't even like. Then she's like, oh, I don't like you. Yeah. But as soon as you're like, my intention's pure, and naturally I like women, so which that's me. But oh, I like this girl, she's pretty, but it doesn't matter if I get her, she'll come to me. It's a law of the universe, right?
It really is, like with money too.
It's everything. I mean, And that's what I teach people, is the laws of the universe. That's what I've come to understand. That's what that mentor we were talking about has taught me about.
Yeah, it's fucking... When did you start solar? Like,
so we'll go back a little bit. So from me getting my DWI, doing all that, I ended up not going to jail. Well, I did twice, but it was like for a day. Actually,
you get the day pass.
Oh, dude, I don't ever want to go back.
Trial pass, you know.
That place is not fun, dude. It's not. It's fine, but I think anywhere you're at is where it needs to be. But I don't love it. I'd prefer not to be in jail.
Yeah. No, 100%.
But so basically, what got me out, what that part of my journey was in the level up was it was about money, right?
Yeah.
So that's when I found sales. So that's when I found door-to-door sales.
Okay.
And I found pest control. So one of my boys was like, dude, I'm in pest control. I knock doors. I make like $100 an hour, or a sale. So I get paid per sale, not per hour. I'm like, that's a pyramid scheme. There's no way that that's even like a real thing.
Wait, so how much do you get paid?
Well, you got paid like $200-300 a deal. You got paid a commission. So as you and anybody in sales knows this, as you sell more, you typically get more commission, and that's why sales, like, I'm extremely passionate about sales. Yeah. That's number one, first and foremost. I teach people how to sell stuff. You can sell anything. I could sell this table. I could sell this water. Once you know sales, it's over. Once you know the laws of the universe, it's really over.
There.
But
we're gonna have to pick the law of the universe from you on this podcast.
Yeah, we'll do it. But so I learned sales from 19 to, well, I think within 2 years of being in sales, I got my DWI cleared. I actually got in a second fraternity, got kicked out of that. So I've been in 2 fraternities, got kicked out of both. What? That's pain. I don't even want to, that one's an irrelevant story, but found door-to-door at 19 years old and then just grinded, dude. Like, no, not interested. Like, pure pain matched with absolute nose in my face.
Dude, that's badass.
That created Zach. That created Zach. Is like, literally knock on the door, not interested. Get the fuck out of my, like, why are you even knocking on my door? Like, I've had everything. I could talk for hours about just door to door, hours about just sales, hours about everything. I just fucking go.
Give me the
control,
crazy,
control the flow. But
give me the craziest thing you ever seen.
And door to door.
Yeah.
That's fucking hard, dude. I've seen everything, dude. Fuck. Yeah, there was one time when this guy, so this is a story for like never quitting. So for me and for everybody, just never quit. If you ever quit, you lose. You die inside. Yeah. So just never quit. That's the number one lesson that I want everybody to take away from this. Just never fucking quit. Never. If you quit, you die inside. That's all that matters, is if you're alive or not. A lot of people are alive, but they're not living. So, but just never quit. So there was a door, dude, that I knocked for $200, bro. Like $150, $200. I knocked his door over the course of a year, probably 20 separate times. I knocked his door. He's like, yeah, we're with this other company. I'm like, perfect, ours is better. He's like, well, I like this company. I'm like, why do you like it? And then he's like, oh, well, I own my own business. I respect the hustle, man. I'm like, okay, well, I need to earn your, I don't give a fuck. Like, let's just sign the deal. And just kept coming back, I'm like, you have a wasp? He's like, I don't care, bro. I like the company. You have a wasp? I don't care, bro. I like the company. So the story goes on one where I knocked his door, almost got him, knocked his door, almost got him, knocked his door. And so you create relationships, right? Sales is all about relationships. It's about nothing else. Life is all about relationships, nothing else.
Yeah.
And so I am building this relationship. He likes me, I like him, and we're kind of talking. I show up one night, it's past dark, because we knock past dark. That's just what we do.
What? Right? That's crazy.
Yeah, dude. This last week, someone in our company hit like 20 solar deals in 1 week. In ice cold Texas. It was literally freezing. There was snow on the ground, and they just had their best week ever.
How much?
Ever.
How much is that? Like
millions. I don't even know how much. It's a lot of money.
Really?
Made. Like, yeah. So I knock on this guy's door past dark, and it's a little fuzzy, but I could tell, he like comes out and he's like, oh, like, what's up? And his shirt's off. And he's like, shorts are on, and I'm like, hey, how's it going? Like, blah, 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 like, do my thing. And I could tell he just had sex. He was having sex. He was having sex with someone. And I met his girl like a while back, but they're like doing that. I could tell, bro. Like, when someone's, I'm like, why did you even answer? I didn't say this, but I'm like, why the fuck did you even answer the door? And, so I realized that though after I shaked his hand. So I'm like, hey, how's it going? I'm like, how's it going? And we shake our hands. And then like 5 minutes later, like a minute later, I like pick the pieces together. I'm like, oh shit, this dude just had sex. I was so pissed, dude. I couldn't touch I ran to a porta potty, got like some fucking hand sanitizer. I was like, but dude, there's so many stories, dude. I've probably had somebody scream at me 1,000 times of like, just, you know, when you feel pain,
Yeah.
you give that to other people. When you feel pain, you give that to other people. That's my purpose, is to teach people pain and understand pain. When someone shows up and they're like, oh, I had this long day, Barbara at the office told me to fuck off, HR fired my friend, you know, Sally over here or Kelly over here just got a raise and I didn't, like, fuck you, I do more than you. And then you show up and you have all this fucking pain, and then some random Zach knocks on your door, 19 years old, and you're in your fucking Benz because you're somebody, and this kid's some like pest himself, and I'm knocking on the door like, get the fuck out of here, you know. So I've had so many of those.
So you did the pest control, and then, like,
So I did that for 5 years.
damn.
Yeah. So I did pest control for 5 years. In the second year, I broke the owner's record. So he did 123 accounts in a month. Second year, I broke it. I think I did like 130 or something.
Damn.
And I was just like, fuck it, bro. Like, anywhere I go, I'm the best. It is what it is. That's just, it's
in you.
It's in me, bro. And that's like, I just know it deep down to my core. Like, when I was 5 years old, dude, we would drive around, my mom and we would drive around, and she would be like, these really nice homes, like super nice homes, which, like, bigger than this, like mansion, like 12-car garage. I remember specifically this one. My mom was like, oh, that's a nice house. I'm like, yeah, it is. Like, I can't wait to have that. And then in my mind, I was like, I'm gonna have 10 of those. And I'm 5, like, I don't even know what a house is.
Yeah.
But I'm like, I love that. And all those cars, I'm gonna have 30 of those. Yeah, so basically, after doing that for 5 years, I've transitioned into solar.
Yeah.
And door-to-door in general, sales in general, has completely transformed my life. Obviously got me out of the hole I was in. Mm-hmm. And sales is the number one. Marketing and sales, that's how you make the most money. It's hands down.
That's true.
The people who have made the most money in the world, Amazon, marketer, master marketer. He's operations, but it's marketing, right? Mm-hmm. Like, he just got his product on everybody's phone and every app, you know. True. But it starts with sales, I think. So you got to learn sales first, then you got to replicate that through other people. Mm-hmm. Then, especially with these platforms, all these cameras and stuff, and all Instagram, all that stuff, you can just scale. Like, I'm excited to see the next 5-10 years, some of these people.
Yeah.
How, like, what they do, dude. It's crazy.
Oh, I mean, I can't wait to see you in 5 years where you're going to be at. Like,
oh, yeah. I mean, it'll be cool. But like I said, I mean, at this point, I'm done, dude. I don't need anything more. Mm-hmm. Like, I could literally lose everything. And I tell my guys this all the time. I'm like, make me bankrupt. Mm-hmm. Bankrupt me. Do it right now.
Yeah.
I'll get it all right back next year.
Yeah,
I'll get it all right back. And then people will be like, damn. He lost it at 19. At 25, he went bankrupt, got it all right back, and then some. Then he lost it again. Who's the guy? There's a guy I watch on Instagram. He talks about how he's a really, really good guy. I like him a lot. I don't know why I can't think about it, but he made $100 million. He had like $100 million net worth, went bankrupt, lost it all. Like that, like when I see stories like that, I'm like, fuck, my story's too small. I only was 30 grand in debt. Like, I was only 19. Like, fuck me up, dude. Because that's where you learn who you are, and that's where you're tested. But it's also not about the money. It's like, once you find yourself truly, and you find love within your own heart, fully, truly, 100%, and it's in there, and it emanates, everything else is just like for the birds, straight up.
You don't need external validation.
No, I don't. But I did, even 2 months ago.
You did?
2 months ago, yeah. I mean, I was in a state of constant wanting and constant desire. 2 months ago, I'm in Miami right now. We're in Miami. 2 months ago, well, let me see, November, I was sinning my ass off, bro. 3-day bender, Club Space. I love Club Space. That's the place. 3-day bender. Like, literally going to like 12 to 2 p.m. every night, and then sleeping like 3 hours so that I could, like, get my fix of all the drugs and alcohol and, like, women. And I mean, you could call it fun, but that's not fun. You know that's not fun. You know the alcohol's not fun. You know the coke's not fun. You know all that shit's not fun. It's not. Deep down, you know that. That's your intuition. That's God speaking to you.
Right.
But, dude, once you find that within yourself, it's all over. It's all, literally, all the books have said it. Jesus said it. Buddha said it. All the Tao Te Ching, great book, says it. There are people on this planet right now living, talking about it. Life is so simple, but we try to complicate it. And we lose ourselves in everything else. We're searching for that love and things other than ourselves. And all these homes, these people are like, that person goes and buys that condo, they're super excited. I'm not excited, I'm inspired all the time. I don't get excited for shit. We just rented a GT3 RS, or GT3 Porsche, $400,000 car. Is it cool? Yeah. Do I give a fuck? No. I'm inspired at all points in time. Right. And if I lost it all, I'm good, because I still have that inspiration, and it's out of giving.
You get the blueprint to make it back. Again,
oh yeah, I have the mental blueprint. Most importantly, the mental blueprint is number one. Then I can teach you sales. I have a course coming out and all that stuff. I can teach you how to sell, but it's really here, but really it's in your heart. It's a heart blueprint, more or less. It's all in the heart, bro. People fuck it up. People fuck it up. Like it's hilarious, bro. Judgment is so funny. I cry almost every morning, bro. And people are like some of my friends think I'm fucking crazy right now, because I tell them this stuff. But I'm like, dude, I cry because, first of all, I cry for all the pain I've put myself through. Because all pain, suffering is here because this isn't open fully. All suffering comes from your mind. Doubts, fear, low vibration comes from here blocking this. When this is full, your mind becomes a supercomputer. You know those days when you wake up and you're like, oh, like it's fucking, you're slow for some reason, your mind can't think right, and then you're like, the first thing you think is like, oh, my hair doesn't look good. Oh, my clothes don't look good. I'm gonna change my shirt. Or oh, like, you know, you're like judging, you're doubting. That's a low vibration. But when you can open your heart completely, you'll never need alcohol again. I literally called one of my boys the other day. I'm like, dude, I'm never gonna drink again. I think he lost a friend.
Damn.
I'll never drink again. I'll never do a drug ever again, because I don't need anything else. All that is you're searching for something outside of yourself. You're searching for something. And that's okay. That's okay. That's part of the journey. We're all on our own journey. Everybody's on their own journey. So what's so beautiful is everybody is looking for the exact same thing, and there's no question about it. We're all looking for joy, and we're all looking for love. Within ourselves first. Once you find it within yourself first, then it's not even a question. It's, oh, I have to give this to the world. And that's where I'm at. Because I found it within myself. And I'm like, fuck, dude. People don't know this. I literally walk around in the grocery store. I'm like, fuck, you don't love yourself. I can see it on every person's face. Every person's face, I can tell the level of commitment that they have for themselves and the level of love. Because commitment is a testament of love through action. Love is a verb. Love is action. You can't say you love. You can't say you're grateful and not be. Like, or you can't say you're grateful and then just be like we did this with my sales guys right now on our team. We did this whole last year. I'm like, because the intention was good and it was pure. I'm like, hey, but my intuition was cloudy because I was drinking, I was doing the fucking drugs, I was doubting myself, all this stupid shit. I was like, hey guys, let's say we're grateful at the beginning of every meeting. And I'm like, I'll use some of the guys. Hayden, what are you grateful for? Or Devin, what are you grateful for? They're like, oh, my mom, my family, my this, my that. It's like, awesome. And again, the intention's pure. It does raise the vibration, but the highest vibration is fuck words. Actions speak louder than words.
100%.
I used to I literally raised by a single mom, all the pain we just talked about, all that shit, all the sacrifice she made. Bro, I literally, for a year, I would literally, in my head, be like, that intuition, God was saying, you gotta talk to your mom, you gotta talk to your mom, you gotta talk to your mom. And it would be a month. She lives right up the street from me, 15 minutes. I wouldn't fucking text her, call her, meet her for a month at a time sometimes. That's unacceptable. But I'd say I was grateful for my mom. That's some pussy ass shit, straight up. Saying that you're grateful for something and not acting on it, get the fuck out of here with that shit. But so that's where I tied an action item. Once I met this mentor that we can talk about, but he taught me the mental blueprint and the heart blueprint. And I'm like, fuck. I've done this with my mom all this time. I've done this with this person this whole time. I've done this with this person this whole time. Fuck. But you can't judge yourself. Don't judge yourself. That stops you, that halts you. So then I'm like, okay. Action item. What's the action item? Every day I'm a texter. Every day I text my mom without fail, and I will never not. And then it leveled up. Then, because that's action, right? And at first it was, hey, I'm grateful for you, Mom. Hey, I'm grateful. That's opening the heart. Hey, I'm grateful for you, Mom. Hey, I'm grateful for you, Mom. Okay, well, you can only tell someone that you're grateful for them enough, and then they're like, okay, this guy's being lazy.
Right.
Subconsciously, we all know. And so I'm like, fuck, okay, what am I gonna do? Sent her a meme. Made her laugh. Love. Kept doing it. Now my relationship's better with my mom than it's ever been.
That's beautiful.
Now I call her every day. It's a non-negotiable. Yeah. I call her every day. So I have a morning routine that puts me in this state of love. And the more you can put yourself in that state for a longer time horizon, the deeper it gets. And it's all self-love first. People look, again, for love outside of themselves. Yeah. You have to find it within. Once you find it within, you can give. People are like, oh, I got to give to charity. What the fuck is that shit? It's fine. Giving is good, and that's the start. But people are like, oh, I got to give. Oh, let me schedule it in my calendar. That's not truth. Truth is you have so much fucking love in your heart that you give at all points in time. You are always giving. I'm always giving, bro. I'm at the lifetime desk, counter desk. I'm putting a smile on our face. Guaranteed, hands down. The lady at the 7-Eleven with the fucking glass and has a fucking mask on her face because we're so fucking disconnected nowadays.
Oh, wow, yeah.
I'm showing her love. I'm giving her the most love.
Yeah.
I don't even fucking know her. People try to show love in the big ways. People focus on the big shit. You need to focus on the small shit. That creates the big shit. When you focus on the big shit, you lose it all. When you focus on the small shit, the big shit comes.
So I want to pick your brain a little bit.
Shoot.
With these natural laws of the universe.
Hey.
You seem to got to figure it out.
So it's interesting. So when I was a little kid, kindergarten at this school, Nick, you know who you are. I got suspended. I've always gotten into trouble, dude. Always. I got suspended like kindergartner. I got suspended because I told this kid I was going to bring like Egypt and like kill his whole family or something. I don't know. It was like I was obsessed with Egypt. The point is I was obsessed with Egypt ever since I could like think. I've always been obsessed with like ancient stuff, like really ancient stuff. And so I've always understood that this material world is not the truth. Well, it's parts of the truth, but it's not the ultimate truth.
100%.
And so I was really into Egypt, and I've always wanted to understand the Bible. So I've read the Bible. I've really reached out to every religious person I know and really dug deep into their religion, right? And really dug deep. And what I've come to understand, and you can look at any business. There are common threads to success. So you look at any business plan, there's common threads in all of them. You look at how to be successful in general, there's common threads. I have multiple mentors, like the top 5 mentors in my life right now are all 8-figure net worth plus.
Yeah.
And there's a common thread. So the point is there's a common thread in all the religions and all of what they say, all ancient scripture. And so I've always been more of like, I want to understand something and not just learn something from someone else. Right. Because someone else has a bias. And the problem I have with religion is that you can typically find a bias. And you can, and you ever play the game of telephone?
Yes.
Okay. So that's my problem, is when you have books that are written thousands of years ago, it's a game of telephone.
100%.
And so but like nothing's ever existed except for the present moment. And so that's what the Buddhists really focus on. And the way that you tap in to these universal laws is actually by stopping the shit you do. Because you've been trained all this bullshit and all this baggage. But life is really just super simple. When you make it complex, you lose. You lose it all. Yeah, these laws of the universe, what do you want to know, dude? And again, this is just my understanding.
Give me the top 3 that would change.
You can't do that. I wouldn't say top 3. I'll give you 3. I don't think there's a top or a bottom.
How
There's
many
just
laws is it to the universe that you...
I don't know. I kind of talk in circles. I post on Instagram all the time. I'm saying the same shit. I just say it in a slightly different way. And there's other guys Wes Watson, he's saying the same shit. He's saying the same shit. You look at all his posts, you just keep saying the same shit. Hey, it's all simple. I don't know. Number 1 is you get what you give, right? So if you want something, you have to cultivate it and then give it. You can't get it from somewhere else. You have to have it first. So if I want to get somebody to make $100,000 a year, I have to have done it.
Mm-hmm.
And I've seen that. I really like business because obviously I was motivated by money at first, so I just kind of got into business. But in business, like, you could see all the laws of the universe in business.
That's hella true.
The small things, when you focus on the small things, like the most successful people, they focus on the smallest shit.
The details.
The details. But the least successful people, they don't give a fuck about anything. They're like, oh, I want to be a billionaire, but they don't even know they don't even focus on the fucking fridge in their, how clean their fridge is.
Right.
Wes Watson had a post the other day with his fridge open, and his fridge is clean as fuck. People probably didn't understand, but he's like, no, how you do anything is how you do everything. Mm-hmm. And so, if you want love, and this is what one of the things Wes taught me, or really drove home in my head and heart, more importantly, is if you want something, you got to give it. So if you want love, show gratitude. Show it through action, because love is a verb. You have to show that. You want strength, you got to give strength. Mm-hmm. You want something, you got to give it. People are taking, bro. People are taking, bro.
Most people are
People
takers.
are fucking taking, and it's hard. It's not hard. It's a process, because so many people right now, they're like take, and they think that that's gonna get them anywhere. Mm-hmm. But they're just like take, and they don't get. They're like, it's so funny, because like it's like over thousands and thousands of years, the same shit's happened over and over and over and over and over and over again. So it's like, I don't see how people don't get it. Like, for me, I just put the pieces of the puzzle together, and I'm like, oh, that makes sense. Like, when I when I text 20 people in the morning, I'm grateful for them. Mm-hmm. I get typically 21 back. The universe answers. The universe is like, here's all the 20, here's one more. Haha. You know what I mean? You want strength? I every morning I go to the gym, I am with somebody else that I am leveling up. I don't go to the gym now unless I'm with someone leveling them up.
There.
It's because I want strength. I want more strength. I want more power. And it's not out of desire. It's out of the fact, and this is another thing, is and this is what I've done my whole life, and I've tried to do, I finally did it, and I'm still doing it. It's a process, and that's the beauty of life. But I've created the man that I've always wanted, and now I'm just giving that to the world. And I'm going to continue to create that man into a bigger, stronger, better, more loving individual, so that I can catch more people's eyes, so I can get more attention, so that I can change their heart. Yeah. It's all in the heart, dude. I'll end on one law. Okay.
That's pretty badass though. You said like all the natural law, you see it in business, and it's so true. Because I'm seeing it in real time.
Whoa, dude, you're a killer. You're a fucking murderer, bro. I love it.
Yeah, I'm seeing it all in real time. Just
it's crazy what you've been able to do, because, dude, your story's cool too.
Yeah. We're making another Halo for myself,
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
But, man, it's just like, this is my business plan right here. That's it.
What is it? Do more, think less. Boom. Okay, that's the third law. I'll drop the third most important law. Your mind and your heart is where everything is. Mm-hmm. I lost it my whole life because I was in my head. I've always been analytical. Mm-hmm. When you're too analytical, and the heart's not involved, you're slow. Yeah. You overthink. You can't make decisions. You make a decision, it's the wrong one. Mm-hmm. You're not aligned. I used to be atheist because I was like, dude, all these religions, the Bible's been rewritten how many times? There's 1,000 copies, so which one's right?
Yeah.
And not a knock on any religion, but that's just been my perspective. I liked the Quran because it seems as if it was like straight up what it was from the day one, it seems, but I'm not sure.
Yeah.
And then you get ego involved with religion. So people read these texts, and they see the truth, or they don't see the truth. They read the truth, and then they put their ego into it, and then they think that that's the truth. Mm-hmm. It's not. The truth is the truth, and it always has been, always will be. When you're in your head and the heart's not involved, you lost the world. When your heart is fully open, your mind becomes a supercomputer, and you're fully present, and everything comes to you. Oh. Use your heart. Lead with your heart. Use your mind. If your mind uses you, you lose your heart, and you lose the world.
So when they talk about flow state, is that when your heart and your mind connected?
Perfectly, they're in the right order.
Yeah.
And they're working in synchrony and synchronicity. They're like boom, 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 boom. Like I have infinite energy at all points in time. I sleep 3 to 4 hours a day. I used to sleep 3 to 4 hours a day because I was on a binge, but I couldn't do that long. I'd fucking die. Now I'm like, I have more life. How can I get to the point that I don't sleep?
Yeah.
So that I can spread this message to more people.
Wow.
I live with pure purpose. From the moment I wake up to the moment I pass out, I wake up oftentimes before my alarm at 4 a.m. I wake up at 1 a.m. sometime and I'm full of energy. I'm like, I gotta help somebody. Somebody needs help right now. And with the internet, with your phone, you can help anybody. You can just boom, hey, what's up? Hey, what's up? Hey, what's up? Hey, what's up? You need help. You need help. I can see it on your face. You're fucking fat as shit. I can see it on your face. You're broke. You want to be rich and you say you don't. I mean, we all want money, dude. Like, and money's just energy.
Yeah.
Money is nothing else but a valuation of energy or a representation. It's a number of energy. Mm-hmm. Some billionaires have a fuck ton. I think all billionaires are just really high energy people and have tapped into it. And again, it goes back to emotion. So half of them or whatever, some of them have negative emotion, but that's what got them to that point.
The chip on their shoulder.
So yeah, so now they're impacting the world in a negative way. Mm-hmm. But then you have other billionaires that got there because it's pure purpose and pure love, and it's true. So that's why you have half the billionaires are like killing it and have good intentions. Half of them, it seems like, what the fuck is COVID and all this shit, you know?
You get into flow very good, like a boat getting into plane mode. Like,
I mean, dude, it's because I know the exact formula. I've been looking for the formula of how to do this, and it's actually really simple. But first of all, you have to have the desire. You have to commit or quit. If you don't commit, you'll never get anywhere. So if you want spiritual success, because that's ultimately in my whole life, I've always seen the money, I've always seen all these things, and ultimately I know that none of that shit even matters. Mm-hmm. I'm like, what matters the most? Please. And I've always had a relationship with God. I've always asked God for help. I'm like, God, please help me. So seek and ye shall find. I've always had a connection with God. Now it's the deepest it's ever been, but I'm like, God, please help, please help. That's always on my mind. Please help, please help, please help, please help. Show me who you are, show me who you are, always. And so the only thing that separates us from God is the ego. The ego creates separation. We see this in everything.
How do you master your ego?
You love. The ego doesn't live in love.
The ego lives in me. Like, it's like, oh, me.
It's selfish.
Yeah.
I want this.
Mm-hmm.
I want the Ferrari. I don't want the Ferrari. I am going to get the Ferrari so that you see the Ferrari and then you see my message. Right. It's for you. That's why the Ferrari comes tomorrow. Because I'm not doing it for me. I'm done. I don't need the Ferrari, bro. Yeah. But it's a journey too, right? So everyone has their own journey. Everybody, it's the hero's journey, whatever they call it. I mean, I've heard that 1,000 times. I don't even know what it is. But yeah. There's all these journeys we talk about. Everybody's unique. Everybody is the same. We all want love, and then we want to share it in our unique expression. Your unique expression might be different than mine. Mine happens to be sales and business. I love sales and business because I had emotional ties to it. You are doing podcasts and you're killing it, right? But you're showing your love in a different way. Some people show love in art. You know, you have Da Vinci. You have all these people who show love in different places, but we're all looking for love. Once we find it, then we express it uniquely because we all have a thumbprint, and our body is a physical form of that thumbprint. It's just a physical representation of it.
How important it is to like have fitness in your daily routine to
100%. Fat, it clogs your mind up, dude. That was my thing. This mentor that I just hired, that was the first thing. The number one thing you need to focus on is diet. Mm-hmm. So with all my coaching clients, all of my guys that I work with, there are two things, and I like to keep things simple because it's simple. If you make it complex, you're gonna lose it all. That's the ego. Complexity. The ego lives in complexity. God lives in simplicity. God is so simple and so subtle, you can't even find him. Where's God? Where's God? Oh, he's over here in this alcohol. He's over here in this woman. He's over here in this. We're all looking for the same shit. But it's like God is so subtle and so simple that you can't find it anywhere except for the heart. Once you find it in the heart, then you understand God.
Yeah. You're like a light. Like,
everyone's a light. That's the problem. Your light's just fucking dim. When your light's dim, you spread that to the world and you dim other people's lights. One person's like, and there's not levels to it, but one person's like, oh, my light's here, my light's here. Okay, fine. My light's coming up, this person's light's coming down, especially if they have an emotional tie. This person's gonna bring this person down. So when your light is dim, you're fucking your people. Your kids, I was on a run the other day. So about 2 months ago, I had a really deep spiritual awakening. Really deep. It was overnight. It was literally like I told you, 2 months ago, I was in Miami sitting my ass off club space. Since I still love house. House is dope. That's my unique expression. Yours might be rock, but who cares, you know? But I still love house. I feel like I'm on Molly all the time now. I don't need Molly.
Right.
What do you need Molly for when you have love? You're looking for love in Molly. Because it is a euphoric drug. Love is euphoric.
Right.
But I had this spiritual awakening. And anyways, I see the writing on the wall now. God speaks to us all day. All day. Some of us see it, some of us don't. The level of your ego is the level you'll see the writing on the wall.
Oh, damn. That's like a good quote on its own.
So when you're going through life and you have this fat ego, you're just spreading that ego and that pain to other people.
Right.
So I was on a run. I'm running because if you want to tap into flow state, you first of all have to have your diet on point. Cut the fat. Fat has to go. Once fat's all the way down, your mind can actually work correctly and your heart will be open. That's why when you look at the physical, the mental, and the spiritual all reflect each other. The laws are all the same. You have to really master the physical and the mental to get into the spiritual. You have to actually break them down completely. So once you break down your physical and your mental, your ego, your mental, the ego, once you break that down, then your ego lives in your body and your mind.
Yeah.
So once you break that down completely, your spirit comes through fully. So I was on a run and I see this couple and there's this guy. I actually see the woman first. I look her in her eye. She looks away immediately. It was an immediate look away. What does that mean?
She's scared of you.
She's scared. Why is she scared?
Because she doesn't want to connect with you.
She sees the truth.
Ooh.
So I look at her and she looks away. She's like, and then she looks back again. She's like, nope, I can't, that's too much light. Too much, I'm in pain. And her husband and her, it was literally, life is a cartoon. It's fucking hilarious. It's all a fucking cartoon. Her and her husband are equally as fat, bro. Equally. It was like a cartoon, bro. It's like, you know those cartoons when the characters all look the same? It's like they drew the same circle and then put like two eyes and the eyes are different, so we call that Parker or whatever the fuck. It literally the exact same shit. They're both fat as absolute fuck.
Damn.
And I'm like, God damn, you're fat as shit. And I'm just that kind of person. I wanted to grab the guy and be like, you fat motherfucker. He's fucking his wife, bro.
Yeah.
And his kids.
That's crazy.
And now his kids are fat, and then they go to school, and guess what? They get bullied because they're fat. And they don't look up to their dad. And the wife is getting fucked because she's fat because she leads. So the man of the household is the leader. So when you lead, we're all leaders. So how do you lead? That's the question. If you don't lead at the highest level, then you're fucking people. Straight up. I don't know. I don't study psychology. I understand humans. I understand the ego. That's what psychology is. It's the study of the ego. I don't need to study the ego. I know my heart.
So you talk about, the home is where the heart is, right?
100%.
So let's say someone's on their journey right now and they don't feel like they have a home. They don't know where they belong.
That's why I cry. That's why I cry every morning. I know the amount of love that I'm going to go into that day with the amount that I cry. And it's not every morning, but when I feel like the other day I was driving to Starbucks and I literally was just thinking about all my friends after the spiritual awakening. I was thinking about all my friends, all my family, all the people that have helped me, and I just started crying. I could not drive anymore. I had to pull over. And the reason I started crying is because I was like, fuck! Everyone I've ever known has put themselves through so much suffering. Literally. Fuck! And I just fucking I couldn't stop, bro. It was uncontrollable. I'm like, fuck, dude. People put themselves through so much suffering. Open your heart. Start with the heart. When you focus on opening your heart, the world works itself out. Number one, I'd say don't judge yourself. Don't judge yourself first, because the level that you judge yourself is the level that you judge others. So stop judging. And it's crazy, because like when I had this spiritual awakening, one of my boys is like, and I'm not trying to claim that I'm fucking Jesus, but he's like really religious. He's like, oh dude, you're saying everything Jesus said. I'm like, I don't even know, like I haven't studied the Bible through and through. It's just too big of a book and I don't love reading, to be honest. I never have, because I'm like, someone else wrote it. Why would I read something from someone else? I'll just go straight to the source. Where's the source? So that's where I've tried to find my whole life. Yeah, but so all these things I was saying, it's like, dude, Jesus said this. It's like, don't judge, stop judging. People just judge. And what's so crazy is it's in your body too. So the ego doesn't just live in the mind, it's in the body. That's why going to the gym, when I go to the gym, my intention is not, there's 3 levels of intention. There's 1 level of intention, which is I'm going to do something because someone else told me to do it. That's the lowest vibration. That's like, I have a kid. Jimmy, go to the gym. Okay. Jimmy, you're fat. Go to the gym. Okay, I'll go to the gym. So then they go to the gym and they're like, why am I here? Because my dad told me. And then they start to resent. You know what I mean? Then it's just a perpetual like fuck. The next level up is I want to go to the gym. Why? Because I want to feel good. So I have motivation. I'm motivated. You see a lot of motivated people on the internet. I want to go to the gym because I feel good after, because I'm gonna look good because I have the fucking veins, so I can pose. I. That is the level of vibration. The highest level of vibration is you. So I go to the gym with the intention to first kill my ego and my body and my mind, and I instantly tap into a flow state, and then I start to think about other people's egos. Anybody that I can think of who has a big ego, I start working out and I feel the pain, and I think with intention to erode their ego. And I've done that with people. Ever since I've had this awakening, I've had people literally tell me like, dude, this week, I don't know why, I just feel so much better. And I focused on them that whole week. Because I tapped in. We're not here to do stupid shit. We're not here to just fucking make $1. We're not here to do dumb, like, we have so many superpowers, and I don't know what these superpowers are. This is my first, 2 months of having these superpowers. But peace is the superpower. Once you have peace, I don't know the representation, the spiritual representation that you might have that might be different than me. I don't know all that stuff. But I do know that we can talk to each other. When I'm tapped in like this, I'm on the phone and I'm like, hey, I say something and they're like, I was just about to say that. I'm like, yeah, I knew you were.
You tapped into the universe.
Shit happened. It's real, bro. I've had people read my mind.
I could tell you. We're going to the gym after this, but, after the shoot, but, you inspire me to.
I hope.
You do. It's freaking wild. I gotta get all the nuggets out of you.
Before
you run away.
So don't judge yourself. Lead with your heart and use your mind. Don't let your mind use you. When your mind uses you, you suffer. So don't do that. And then, getting out of your mind is just getting in your heart. Anytime you're in your head and you start to feel the suffering, the first step is awareness. You have to be aware. If you're not aware, you're fucked. I'm just straight up. Think about it. You walk around, you're like, damn, that guy's not aware at all. Like, he doesn't give a fuck about anything. But you see other people, you're like, damn, he gives a fuck about all of it. Yeah. He's aware. He beat me every fucking time. In every way, he beat my ass. How do you do it? Because he was more aware. So how do you increase your awareness? First of all, I think hanging around other people who are more aware, whether it be in business, spiritually, whatever, have mentors. Mentors is number 1. They'll show you the path. The first step in awareness is being committed to wanting more. If you don't want more, you'll be comfortable and then you'll die. That's why I said never quit, and you have to be committed. So when you never quit and you're committed, those 2 things, everything else follows. But you have to find out what you really want in your heart. Yeah. I've always wanted the truth. So I sought it out. And I would die behind it. And I will die behind this. I'm already dead. Zach's already dead. He just peeks his head out every once in a while. I don't identify Zach. Let me touch on this. What's your name? Teddy? Is that like your legal name? Okay, Theodore. Who gave you the name Theodore? Okay, and then it was written in contract from the United States government. And there's a number behind it. You're in a system. From the jump, the ego shows its head. If you never had a name, if nobody had a name, but all of us were called brother and sister, we're stamped from the day we're born to be separate. You're Zach, you're John, you're whoever the fuck, Teddy, Theodore. Then we create nicknames, and that's fine. And I'm not saying having a name is bad, but just the understanding, right? So that immediately you have a name. God lives way beneath language. People try to understand God through language, you're fucking lost. It's a guidepost. But you think God lives in a word? Nah. God's so much deeper than that. So to think that you can understand God through words, you're already lost. So, watching podcasts, all that kind of stuff. First of all, being committed. So you have to want it, right? Like if you don't want something, you're not going to search for it and then you'll never get it. But if you want, that's the first thing. So you want more for yourself. You want to grow. Wanting to grow is beautiful. That is what life is. Life is growth. All of life is just, like I said, energy. Energy, like you're never gonna die. I'm never gonna die. I know that. I already know that. It's not a question in my mind. Zach died, but that's what we're all afraid of. We're all afraid of Zach dying. I'm not afraid of Zach dying. Zach's already dead. So when you can kill your ego completely and the spirit comes through, you're like, dude, I'm infinite. When your physical form dies and it just transforms into something else. But energy, what Einstein said, energy can never be created or destroyed. So it just shows that's flow.
Before you run away, I need to extract more.
All right, sales. We'll go sales.
Okay,
Yeah.
give me some. Give me some.
What do you want?
Something that we could apply in sales.
In sales?
Yeah.
Okay.
You have a sales training course, obviously.
Yeah, so I'm releasing a sales training course shortly. I'm filming it. I just scripted the first part of it. I'll make it like laws of the universe, and I'll kind of go back and forth. So it's simple. What's so crazy, actually, what's so fucking crazy, energy is real, bro. Everything else is fake. People ask me, they're like, I literally have homies hitting me up. They're like, bro, you're gonna die. You're like, you're gonna fucking, science says that, because I'm eating 1,800 calories a day, I'm 6'4" and I'm 180 pounds. You're eating 1,800 calories, you're gonna die. You're only sleeping 3-4 hours, like my homies, and it's out of good intent. They're like, you're gonna die, bro. I'm like, you're dead! You're already fucked! Shut the fuck up. Science is literally the ego breaking down reality and separating it. That's what science is. God is not within science. It's so funny. We break it down. Electron, Breaking the Habit of Being Yourself. Read it. That was the first book that I read that actually made me believe in something higher than myself. It breaks it down. Science. Atoms, the way we understand atoms is we keep looking for a deeper like electron. Okay, so we know there's an electron. Now there's a neutrino. Now there's... Dude, God's fucking laughing at us. It's like, oh, you think you're going to find me in science, in these cameras? We keep looking out and we keep looking in and we're like, where is it? It's within us. Stop looking out. Science is just not going to get you where you truly want to be. And science is good and it has a purpose, but it's not the truth. So my homies, they're like, oh, dude, you're going to die. You're going to die. I'm like, dude, you're already dead. I wake up before I wake up at 4. I wake up at 1, full energy. These motherfuckers are waking up 9 hours of sleep. Oh, fuck, oh, shit, I gotta fucking, what do I have to do today? I'm like, energy! Give me more! So I can give it to others. That's what it's all about. What, so, okay, sales?
No, you're in a complete flow state.
It's so ironic. When you want everything and you keep desiring it, you'll lose it all. I am in such a non-desiring state. I'm like, I don't want to wear any other shirt aside from the same exact shirt. Why? Because it's too much to think about. I want to use that energy for people. Me having to go in and be like white, black, brown, gray, red, you already lost energy. Off rip, you lost energy. You're like, fuck. Then you go in the store, these grocery stores, that's suffering right there. You're like, oh, there's 1,000 chips. Which one should I eat? I don't fucking know. Oh, there's 1,000 waters. Oh, fuck. What if you went into a store and it was like water, meat, veggie? Which one do you like? And not even do you want. This is what's good for you. This is what's good for you. This is come in and actually we'll just ship it to your house. You don't have to go anywhere and you just had everything you needed. But that's consumer culture. Sorry, I'm like...
No, I got you. I wanted to take some phone clips of this because this is like, I think this is probably my best podcast. Like you're like tapped in.
So what happens? So what happens, right? Like you're looking, your shirt, right? Like my shirt. You know what's crazy? I sold this guy the other day. At this point, I know I'm gonna sell someone before I knock their door. I knock their door, the energy tells me you're gonna sell this person. Damn. I knocked on his door. We had an instant connection. Awesome guy, bro. Awesome. Like this vibe, he was already there. And we're just talking. We're talking. And as I'm sitting there and I'm closing him and everything, he's like, I tell him about my shirt. I'm like, I literally don't like this. I like the quality of the shirt, so I'll find this shirt, get 5 of these shirts, and my closet is huge, bro. and I will have 5 shirts that are all the same. It's a symbol. Man lives off of symbols. Even like praying, that's just a universal law. It's balance. This is just a universal law that you're masculine and you're feminine. When you bow, it's surrender. Life happens. You can't control it. Stop trying to control life. When you try to control life, you get fucked. But when you just flow and let it go, you surrender. So man lives off symbols, right? And it's a symbol. It's a symbol that I've achieved this success and I've let go of my desires so much that I was given this fat ass closet and I wear 5 shirts, bro. And so this guy, he's like, you know Einstein? I'm like, yeah, I know Einstein. He's like, dude, he wore the same shirt. He had 3 shirts and they were all the same color, same as his pants. Right after I just told him that and come to that realization myself. Why do you need a logo, bro? I don't need a fucking logo. For what? Oh, look at me, Louis V. That doesn't mean goddamn fucking shit. You fat fuck. You don't love yourself. You don't love other people. Now you're gonna try to tell me that your Louis V means something. Fuck you. Change other people's lives, then we can talk. Change your life first. Fuck a logo, straight up. It's consumer culture.
Yeah.
But consumer culture, I mean, I'm not gonna judge it. It is what it is, but.
So I put my name on top of the Louis V bag. Because I was like, why would I?
I like it. I was
like, why would I rock?
I don't
Louis
judge.
V?
By the way, I don't judge anybody that has all this stuff. Again, everybody's on their own journey. So I'm not here to judge or impose I'm just here to be a light.
Yeah. No, but I did it because I was like, why would I rep this brand when my brand could be on top of it?
Yes. That's fire. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I think the level up there is just like, fuck a brand and fuck your name.
Yeah.
What if you did that? What if you were like, fuck, like if you got to the point where you were like, Zune doesn't even exist.
Yeah. That's the next level up.
That's the highest level you can go. Because then you're there. Then you're like, dude, I could literally do this. All day. And I would have much more fun than everybody else. I could literally just sit here like this. And it doesn't have to be this. Just fucking sit there, bro. Listen to my heart. I meditate every morning. I've meditated every morning for like 5 years.
So there's a couple more questions I have before we close out.
I know. You asked me sales. It's funny. I actually hired a couple mentors recently, and business is cool, but fuck business.
Right.
I'm here to spread this shit.
And you're gonna make more sales that way.
You do, yeah, and you do, yeah. I make way more sales. I walk in and I get to their objection within 30 minutes. Typically, people close deals in 2 hours. In this state, I'm like, what's your objection? And I don't actually ask it that way, but I get down to their objection and they're like, oh, well, this is the exact reason I'm not doing it. I'm like, oh, perfect. That doesn't hurt my feelings. Do your life. Like, it doesn't make sense for you. But then some people are like, damn, his energy's so good. I just want to do this. And I'm like, yeah, let's fucking go.
Right.
And I'm going to treat him right because it's out of love. I'm going to treat him right. So in sales, you lead with your heart. Stop leading with what strategy, what fucking... I was running a sales training the other day. And I'm like, what objections are there? Same thing that Jordan Belfort did. Yeah. And I'm like, there are 5 objections. What the fuck are, like, how... They're like, oh, there's 1,000 objections. No, there's fucking not. There's 5.
Right.
It's all energy. So then they're like, okay, let me pre-overcome this objection. Let me pull back. Let me do this. Let me do that. Those are tactics. Those only work to a certain level. So if you're really good at the tactics, you'll be good at sales. And you'll make a lot of money, but fuck that shit. If you just had a lot of high energy and your intent was pure, you would cut through all the shit and you wouldn't need, like, you know.
All this tactics.
Yeah, you wouldn't need all the tactics. You would just fucking... Like, when I walk in anywhere, I know everybody's intentions because I know mine. To the deepest core, I know what my intentions are. So when I see that person over there, I'm like, your intentions are fucked. I'm staying the fuck away from you. Fuck you. Fuck you. And it's not even like that. I actually want to go to them first. I'm like, hey, how can I help you fix your shit? That's my coaching program, is just fixing people through pain and all that stuff. Learning how to get to where they need to be.
Okay. So before we go, for the next 12 months, what's your next biggest move?
Spread as much love as humanly possible.
Is there a number to it?
Nope.
There. Okay. And then if you could shut down the whole world for 1 minute and it's just you and a mic to the whole world, what would you say? It's a good question, huh? Your mic.
I wouldn't say anything.
That's the closeout.
Appreciate you, bro.
And how can they find you?
On Instagram, it's Zach Brin. My official Instagram got, what was it, hacked. And then I got new Instagram. So Zach Brin, ZACHBRIN. I think I'm starting my YouTube channel right now. I just got the camera. I think it's Zachary-Brininstool or Zach-Brin. I don't even know. Twitter's Zach Brin. I'm trying to get them all the same. I'd like to get them all the same, but I'm just starting my brand. I'm just starting all this stuff. Obviously, we're doing what we're doing today.
Oh, you're gonna kill it.
Yeah,
I already know. I
know.
pick winners.
Yeah,
I pick winners.
Yeah. No, well, the message is so pure that the energy is so real. It's impossible not to. And if I don't, who gives a fuck? If I go to jail tomorrow, who gives a shit?
Nah, you're winning. 100%.
I'm sitting there and then they're like tripping. I'm like, hey, why are you tripping, bro?
All right, brother, let's close out. Appreciate you.
Much love.